So in this final video we're going to make some sort of end to our game. Now the idea is going to be that once the player has picked up the pickup, it allows us to get to somewhere else. So we're going to make something happen. Once that pickup's been received, we're going to make this drawbridge come down and go to another level. So for that to work we'll need another area. So it's easier to do in the top view. So click on view here and go to top and zoom out a little bit. Oops. And then we're going to go to object and duplicate object. We should be able to just move that along a bit. I'm going to put it kind of quite far away so we won't be able to jump to it, and of course it needs to be in line with the drawbridge. I'm going to put it back there. Hopefully that'll mean that we can't jump to it, but once the drawbridge is down you can sort of use that as a jumping platform. We might need to move that around shortly. Okay, so now to actually make the things do the things, first off we're going to click on the pickup here. Okay, and to that what we're going to use is an actuator called message. So as soon as the player collides with it, so we're still going to attach it to this collision, we're going to go with message. I'm just going to, there we go, neaten that up a bit. And the message has got a few things here. We can send it to a particular object. In this case we're going to send it to the goal. That's what I've called this here. See, the name is goal. The subject is going to be picked up. It's good to make it useful, you know, descriptive, and we'll link that together like that. To the goal, we'll right click that. We've just add that again. I'm going to add a game property here called pickup, and this time it's going to be a boolean and set to false. Okay, if that's not got a tick in it, it's false. It means that pickup still exists, it has not been picked up, and it's going to use a message sensor to recognize whether that's changed at all. So from the sensor menu here we're going to choose message, and we have to make sure the subject is the same as the one, just try and zoom in there, is the same as the one we just made, picked up, and that's going to go to an actuator, and in this case, I mean, it could do lots of different things, but in this case I'm going to have it with go to a motion actuator. I'm going to have it move, and I'm going to have it rotate minus 90 degrees in the y-axis so that it appears to, you know, fold down. It's going to happen pretty instantly, so there's not going to be any kind of animation involved there. And just link those two up. We could of course add a sound to this as well. So let's see if I add an empty. I'll tell you what, let's test the door first. I'll go back to that original there. So hopefully what happens is as soon as the player picks up this thing, not only does the sound play, but the door opens as well. So there we go. Okay. And great. Okay. So it works, but it doesn't really look the part, does it? Our drawbridge is kind of floating in the air. So we need to change the pivot point, and for that we need to slightly alter the mode that we're in. When we look at modelling in Blender, we're going to be using this other mode an awful lot more. This other mode is called, I'm just going to shift and drag down like that, there we go. This other mode is called edit mode. It allows us to change the edges, faces and vertices of this particular mesh. In this case the rectangle, the box. So I'll click on edit mode and it automatically selects everything if you happen to deselect everything somehow. It doesn't seem to want to let me do. That's fine. Then you can just press A and that will select, there we go, select everything on there. I'm just going to lift that up. This orange dot is the pivot point. So we can have a little look around. So I'm just going to press A, get everything, and just move that down so the bottom of it is on the pivot point. If you want to, you can change the view here to let's say left or something like that, and get a good view of where that pivot point is. You can also use the number pad. You can see here I haven't got a number pad on my computer, but if you're using a keyboard, then you can use the number pad to quickly get to all the different viewpoints. There we go. Okay, let's get back to something like where we were before. And now that will rotate, except I also need to go back to object mode and actually move that whole thing back down again to floor level. And we'll just give that a little try. Okay, there we go. So that has put it straight down, as though it's providing a path to the next area. Now spacebar was jumped, so if I can do this, and you can see a little bit that, yeah, we need to look at the physics. So, as far as the door is concerned, or the goal is concerned, what we're going to do is going to come over here to the physics area, and the physics type is going to be static. Want it to act like the floor. I'm going to try putting collision bounds on it like that. And instead of a box, I'm going to go with convex hull. We'll try Tiffin compound. Let's see what happens with that. There we go. Right. Like I say, you can turn the music off if it starts to grate on you a bit. So we'll just try walking along that, and that seems to be pretty good. We'll try jumping off there. There we go. We're at the end. I'll just try jumping back just to make sure we couldn't have cheated. Hey, okay. Okay, so all our behaviours work. The last thing that we might want to do is add a sound. So with this one here, so the final plane, the bit where we're going to get to, we're going to add always sensor with a sound actuator, and open up the fireworks there. Or in fact, no, we're not. Instead of always, we're going to use collision with the player. So hopefully as soon as the player hits that, the fireworks will play. We just need to change that to play end. And fingers crossed. There we go. The end. Hopefully you can use these techniques and build upon them, and of course more detailed models to create your own games. But hopefully there's some basic building blocks there that you can begin with to make your stuff way better than I've made mine.